What's up, YouTube? It's Ask the Young One with CreateHigherVibrations.com. Today I wanted to make a video and talk a little bit about what we can actually learn from a smear campaign. And I'm really just going to kind of stick to the smear campaign because of how we have to combat it and how we have to deal with it. And we can look at the lesson within that and start to advocate those lessons and those same things into our all-around life, into life in general. And it can teach us a lot of things. And when we talk about the smear campaigns, we're talking about they're going around smearing you to protect their image. They're telling everyone you're an abuser. They're telling everybody how you don't do this, how you don't do that, how you're not around, how you're this, and the whole everything is your problem, or is you, that you created this whole problem and you did this to them, and it's poor them, like you can just ooze the victim mentality and the victim consciousness fiercely coming out of these narcissists, because that is what they are. They are victim consciousness, and that is where they will always remain. And one of the biggest things that we have to understand as empaths and highly sensitives, that we have the choice to evolve, to take it to another level for ourselves. We have that ability. They do not have that ability. And so it usually, in the beginning, when we don't understand what's happening, and then we start to figure out all their, our names being smeared all over our town, to our friends, to whoever. And then we get online and we start searching, and everything says don't react to the smear campaign. Just ignore the smear campaign. Don't react to the smear campaign. Just ignore the smear campaign. And so if you get my drift where I'm going with this, hopefully it makes sense. But we can start to, the not reacting is teaching us emotional control. We're learning from that non-reaction to control our own emotions, to understand that we have no control over these people. We have no control over what they do and what they say. Now, if we want to get real technical, we can start documenting, taking notes, and start filing lawsuits against these people. And then maybe that would end up getting the courts and things attention when they start getting, massive amounts of court cases based off of defamation or libel. That's a different video. My goal here is to help you grow spiritually, help you grow consciously, and use this experience later in life as life develops for you. And these experiences can teach us so much about that. So back to the smear campaign and back to the not reacting. Okay, so when we're doing that, we're learning to emotionally control our own reactions. We're learning to emotionally create a response that is empowering for us. And at the same time, this is one of the biggest things I like to work with people on, and one of the first things, because I get it so much. People will alter the entire trajectory of their life because they think someone else is judging them or thinking something of them. Okay, so you go through this smear campaign, and then you spend all this time, you lose your friends because you were smeared to them and they believed it. Okay, so we're going to get back to that. We're going to get back to the wrong people being easily, consciously, universally, all these things being removed from our life because they no longer serve us. Okay, the smear campaign is serving you by teaching you how to let go of what the fuck people think. Okay, one of the biggest problems that we function from as empaths and as highly sensitives is that we care too much about what people think, and we want to please other people to the point where we will start to defend ourselves. We'll start to do all these things where we're starting to defend ourselves to people that we don't need to defend ourselves to because we care what they think. If these people choose to follow the gossip and follow someone that talks shit all the time, then those are the wrong people. Okay, those are the wrong people that you need in your life. And so this is what it's teaching us. And I know in the moment when you're going through it, it's hard to understand that. But when you go through it and you start to implement the points of not reacting and the points of having to let go of what is being said and let go of trying to control that situation, you'll be able to look back. You always learn by looking back. This is called self-reflecting. We can do this every day. We can do it every month. We can do it however often we need to do it. And we learn by looking back. Because in this moment now, after I learned that and how to let go and how to not care what other people think of me, because I know myself, I know thyself, and I know what this person's saying isn't true, I don't need to defend that. And so when we go through this smear campaign and we learn how to start proceeding the rest and adding this to all the other aspects of our lives, so that our trajectory of life is more of a co-creation of life. We start to flow towards the people that are going to make a difference in our lives, and the people that are more aligned with our paths of life, rather than defending ourselves to other people. So my point is, in this video really is the smear campaign, and we learn all these things from it. But the biggest thing is to learn how to not emotionally react, and not only that, but give a shit what other people outside of yourself thinks, especially the wrong people. So that's the biggest lesson from that particular incident, and how you can go through it, because obviously how you deal with it in the situation, in the moment that it's happening, is you have to learn to let go. You learn that you can't control these people. You learn that you can't control their gossip, because they obviously can't control gossiping about you. And you have to let it go, and you allow other people to make their own decisions and own judgments without defending yourself. You don't need to defend yourself to people. You shouldn't have to, because the people that are meant for you, you won't have to. They'll be able to see through that kind of stuff. And so it's important to understand that. And it's like, man, one of the biggest things I hope I ever, when I work with people, is help them learn is to stop. Man, the freedom that comes when you no longer give a shit what other people out there think. And then that opens the door for you to start following your true path, like what you want to do in your life. When you no longer have to live worrying about the perspectives of what other people think of you based off of a third-hand information, like, you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, I really had some dumbasses in my life. I really had some really not so loyal people, because they're not loyal to themselves. They're too busy trying to live their own mask. And those aren't the people you want. When you stop giving a shit what people think, you will start to do what you want to do in your life. And that's one of the biggest lessons I learned in the smear campaign, because I had to let it go. I still get it to this day. Like, people say, do you know how this looks to people? Am I living their life? I don't give a fuck how it looks to them. I don't care what other people think. I'm not living here on this earth in my one shot in life to do it their way. We're just not. And so I hope this made sense. I hope it touches somewhere, because it's very important, man. The freedom that you can gain to follow your path. I mean, it's a difference between walking 5 blocks and finding your lottery ticket, or having to walk forever and never finding it. I mean, that's the difference. When you can get this down to the point where what other people think of you doesn't change who you are or what you think of yourself, to the point of never having to defend yourself to especially the wrong people, man. When that's the worst part, because you got to realize you're being smeared to people that are in tune with narcissists, and those are ultimately not going to be the good or right people for you. And so I hope this video helps. The biggest lesson in it is you learn to not give a shit what other people think. And so see it for what it's showing you. What is this showing me? Okay, I gotta I got to not react emotionally, or else I'm going to give them fuel, or else I'm going to defend myself as if I'm guilty. I mean, all this bullshit people created, and they put it out there to guilt and shame other people. It's all the shit you learn to let all that go. You learn to let it go. And then you start falling into thyself, and you know yourself. And it's, if you mess up and you say something that's not nice to someone and they get upset, you can say to yourself, okay, I probably should have held back, or shouldn't have said it that way, or whatever. Like, you learn, and then you can apologize, and then you move forward. But I'm talking about what you can learn from the smear campaign, and learning how to let this shit go, and then adding it to all aspects of your life, not just the narcissist, but to your parents, to your grandparents, to your uncles, to the shitty friends that don't want you to succeed, to whoever, whoever wants to give you a perspective that is going to deny you the life that you're seeking, whatever it is for you. Then you learn to let that go. You say you're able to tell, this no longer aligns with me, and not only that, but your response is negative, and I don't give a shit what you think. You have to learn to not give a shit. It's just like when you make these YouTube videos. 6 years ago, if somebody put some nasty shit on my YouTube, I might have been a little bit like, I don't want you to think that, and defend myself in a comment or something. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what people put on there if it's negative. Of course, I love and appreciate all comments. But sometimes if someone puts a negative comment, it's not going to affect me. Okay, it really just shows again who they are. And this comes with learning to not give a shit about what the wrong people think. And so I hope this video helps. It's just something I wanted to express. A couple of people were talking to me about how they were going to deal with this smear campaign. You don't. You learn from it. This is going to teach you this. Because for the most part, you probably spent your whole life prior to this really giving a shit what everybody else thought. Literally living your life wondering if you were going to be accepted by the crowd. Like, this teaches you to not do that, because that's going to hold you back from what you're really here to do. Like, there's so much happening right now. The veil is being lifted, and we've got to step into our power. You can't come from a place of lack and wondering and caring what these people are saying or doing, and then expect to be empowered at the same time, because you're giving your power to everything out there. But when you can learn how to not react from it, because you're truly not in that mode anymore, because you're truly not feeling those emotions like that anymore, and you're really learning that this is my life, my path, and I'm going to do it this way, and I don't give a shit what the wrong people think, you literally have just reached a level of freedom that's almost dangerous in a good way, because you are now free to just literally open the door to doing exactly what you want to do in life. And there's going to be people that don't agree with that. And if you got kids, you may have to work it out some other different way. But at the same time, and now this probably ain't politically correct, but you don't want to put the burden on your kids either of you not ever having lived. Like, why would you ever want your kids to ever think or know that you didn't live because of them? So hopefully that, like I said, but that's me. That's how I have had to come to terms with a lot of things in my own situation. So I hope this helps. I hope you really think deeply, meditate on it, think deeply, like how the outlook can look. This is what it's teaching me. What is this showing me? And it's not just showing you to not care what they think or what they're saying. You add these aspects to all parts of life, because this is the experience. if you just add it to that one experience, you're going to keep experiencing it because it's trying to teach you this. Okay, life, your soul, your higher sources, this is what you got to learn in order for it to ever to stop, in order for you to never deal with that again. I'm telling you right now, I will never deal with another smear campaign ever. People can say whatever they want. Like, it's not going to change who I am at this point. It might have back then, but it won't now. And so I think it's important to understand the lessons we can actually learn from this experience with narcissists. So hopefully it's helped. Hopefully it made sense. I mean, we have, with the, in it, that's another video. So I'll talk about that another time, about the veil being lifted and the choice and the free will to remove ourselves from this dark world that these people function in. And so that's another video, or if you're interested in it, you can comment and let me know and I'll make a video about it. But I just wanted to talk about that and let you know, like, this is this is very important to accomplishing a life that you might be seeking. You're gonna learn, and this is teaching you to let go and not give a shit what other people think, especially the wrong people. So with that, I will jump off here, and I hope you have a great one. Namaste.